So chances are if you're watching this, things have stalled. That fitness plan, that business idea, or even your studies have firmly taken a back seat. And the problem is, the longer these important things stay chilling on that back seat, the harder it is to pick them up again. It's basically too easy to get into a rut, to waste days away with the "I'll do it tomorrow" mentality. So what can be done to get out of a rut? What special process, routine, or ritual can propel you back into peak productivity or performance? Well, chances are, if you're in a rut, you don't want to be told to do anything too intricate or complex. So this video will explain how one simple question can help you get back on track. So there's this book I read a couple of years ago, which is probably the most famous book on productivity. It's called Getting Things Done by David Allen. It's a solid read, and it genuinely does actually provide a very good framework and template of getting things done. It's a lot of models, frameworks, a lot of to-do lists and review processes. Quite intricate, complex stuff, but it does work. But there's one simple idea that's really at the heart of the entire book and framework that Allen presents, and it's something I constantly come back to and ask myself whenever I'm in a rut or I'm stuck or I just literally can't be bothered to do anything. And that's quite simply to ask myself, what's my next action? Now this sounds incredibly simple, and that's exactly the point. When you're in a rut, the thing that you know you should be working on seems way too big, and sometimes it is. It's a project or process that will take days, weeks, or even months of work. And that is, well, daunting. And so to make it less daunting, you just have to ask yourself, what's my next action? Because what that does is it focuses you in on the simplest, most basic task that can start kickstarting some momentum. It causes you to zone in on something very tangible and also very achievable, and it's also something that usually doesn't actually require that much effort. And this can literally be used for anything. I'm not going to patronize you with loads of generic examples, but I would definitely recommend watching one of my favorite TED Talks of all time, which is How to Achieve Your Biggest Goals by Stephen Dunier. He talks about how doing extraordinary things is just all about the accumulation of very ordinary decisions and actions. One example is him setting the goal of reading 50 books in a year and just breaking it down into one single word. Because if you read a word, then you'll read a sentence, a page, a chapter, and before you know it, a whole book. And he details all these different achievements in his life, and I won't spoil it if you haven't seen it, but he ends up breaking a crazy world record while adopting this simple philosophy. Anyway, whatever it is you're in a rut over, just ask yourself this very simple question: what is my next action? And this honestly will help you start getting out of that rut. So instead of trying to drag yourself to studying when you don't feel like it, just set the next action of tidying or cleaning up your desk. Or if it's to work out and exercise when you can't be bothered, just make your next action the process of getting your gym clothes out of the drawer and putting them on. And so tell me what your next action is in the comments below. Get to it, and I'll see you in the next video.